and keeps their brains trust. They cannot see and they cannot run. They're a strange breed, cave clan.
Oh, I've got stickers. The mighty Gobbledoxes, found by Crit and Gobbledox. Yeah, I can't remember this side bit here.
All I remember is just being a big rectangle like this. I can't remember it.
It's got some nice little weird side tunnel things, but they're not worth exploring, but they look pretty cool. Yeah, and other than that, it's just fucking huge, and I think it might be the slant thing. I forgot how much Hercules pillars slanted. Like 1 minute you're sort of walking into the left wall,
Yeah.
and the next thing...
That's what I remember about it. It sort of goes,
Yeah, and then it does and it's quite slippery. Oh yeah, I don't think this is new to me. Or maybe it was there and just ignored it.
No, maybe the torch is flat. Can't be right. Oh, that's gone.
Cave Clan, 27th of 991, the PO Box, Abbotsford. It's old school. We're here with Mr. Y. We're in Sydenham Darkie at the moment, but yeah, Mr. Y, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I started exploring about 30 years ago. The connection was with 2600, which were a computing hacking group, and they were into it a bit. But, you know, they were respectful. They said, oh, yeah, we do a bit of urban exploration, but the serious guys are the Cave Clan. So with that sort of prompting, I thought, I'll see what the Cave Clan are up to. And I ended up, I think it was the White Bay Power Station was one of the first expos I went to, and just, you know, breaking into that site and having a look around and go, ooh, wow, ooh, wow. You know, I still have some amazing memories of that from all that time ago.
Yeah. The next question is what got you into urban exploring, but I guess you kind of answered that already.
Yeah, well, I suppose, you know, the whole 2600, the hacking scene, hacking into computers, doing stuff that's a bit illegal, that sort of stuff, and so there was a bit of an overlap into that. But yeah. I suppose, I don't know, I've always been fascinated with tunnels and stuff, so it sort of morphed over.
Oh, the rats at the brook. I had, they sent me some of their stickers. So it made sense that you spent 30 years in the Cave Clan.
I guess so, that's right, yeah.
What is your urban exploring highlight?
Well, I suppose that first sort of thing, checking out White Bay Power Station and, you know, all the heat exchanges. I used to call them the devil's organs. You know, there's, yeah, I suppose that's the one. But I suppose another highlight was actually Magic's linear accelerator, because I actually figured out what the history of that was, that it was linking to sort of sewerage points, and I actually checked out the water supply and sewerage and drainage of Sydney to suss out what it was doing. Yep. And also, I'm not sure I'll mention it, but yeah, there are some sort of civilization critical infrastructure sites that I've been to, but I won't go into them in too much more detail.
Yep, cool.
Cock and balls! Let's see that.
There's the cock and balls. Id's been here. Yeah, there's all these sort of weird side things, and there's that, see up there, you can go up and do some pole dancing. Oh yeah, cock. Is that a chick with a cock? Chick. Oh, yeah, there you go. Cock and balls, but there we're getting with it. People start to think I'm obsessed with cocks and balls.
Jesus loves you, the priest to me.
There's stalactites. I broke some of these accidentally. There was one. Yeah. No, there was one hanging right down, like down to your head. And I fucking walked into it. Silogen was like, had just said, watch out for the stalactites. But I was looking at the wall or something. And then when he did the next media thing, he goes, just when you're going through dreams, try and be careful, you know. Don't headbutt stalactites. He's on one of those Channel V things. Yeah, but he can't do it in a good accent. I used to have him on an Aussie accent now. Did you see his message he put up about tomorrow?
Where?
I don't know, someone screen grabbed it, I don't know where from. And he's like,
I'm on any of that.
he's like, if you want to go to this thing tomorrow, he has, Dogo's like, so he used to be like, I'm violent, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Now it's like, Dogo's like going to see Daryl Summers with a migraine. There's a bit of a comeback. And then he goes, I don't know, and then he goes, so if you guys want to go, it's up to yous.
That's so lame. Like,
It's like he cannot not say something.
Well, one of the things that I had actually done in the cave clan, now look, I was fascinated with other people's photos and, you know, that was pretty cool, checking out other people's photos. But one of the other things I've also gotten along the way is an interest in spoken word and poetry.
Yeah.
I suppose there was a time when I thought, you know, this experience in the cave clan is really fucking amazing. Maybe I'll write a bit of a spiel about it. And I did. And I have actually delivered that at a few GTAs and a few clannies, and people really have enjoyed my you know, spoken perspective on the cave clan and what it means to be in the cave clan.
And is that available online? Can I put a link to it somewhere?
I don't know that it's available online, but you know, people have listened, people have heard it, some people talk about
Cool.
it. You know?
Maybe if I can get an audio version of it or something, might maybe chuck some of it on this video, but we'll work that out later.
Yeah.
I've got to get some DrainTalk to fucking put over all this. Go in drains when it rains. No, yes, no. Oh, actually, this is one location where, in a drain, that you hear aeroplanes flying past.
Called pause around here, yeah.
So if you hear this rumbling, it's not floods. Well, hopefully it's not flood. It's an aeroplane flying by.
Yeah.
And we are actually in a drain.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were an Urbex superhero, what would your superpower be? So obviously the power is meant to help you with urban exploring.
I guess X-ray vision and being able to look at a landscape and see all the drains there.
Yeah. Cool. Good answer. Good quick answer. Did you write that last time you were here? I love drains.
yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Gilligan. What are your principles around location sharing?
Well, I guess I'll only share locations with people I know that aren't serious graphies or have connections to the graphie scene, because it's sad to say a lot of locations are getting abused and sort of degenerating. It's a bit of a sad phenomenon. Now, I've got nothing wrong with doing a bit of a tag in the corner where you write your names or whatever, that's cool, but you know, there's a total world of difference between that process and you know, just all the crap you see around, you know.
Yeah. Cool. Aeroplane. Who do you think would make a good DrainTalk guest? Say Milsey.
I reckon Nivolo, yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll do it. She's here now, so we'll do it next. Yeah, cool. Good answer. Yeah. Okay, sorry, Novello, you're up next. Coward. I don't know if the drain's getting bigger or Rusco's getting shorter. What about this side, guys? Shows you where your bloody things are set. Once a jolly cock and balls hands by a storm of rain. It does, yeah, it looks bad enough to be. It's a bit better than mine. What's number one on your Urbex bucket list?
I guess there's a few interesting sites that are known to be in the US and the UK. I've never really done much Urbex out of Australia. There's also some interesting sites that people talk about in Tasmania, but that's sort of more the things that I wouldn't mind doing one day.
What's the most overrated location you've explored? A lot of people don't. A lot of people say you don't know.
That's a hard one to answer. I'll decline on that one, I think.
Yeah, no worries. Cave clan for life. You've seen this guy around a bit, Reok or whatever, some homeboy. He's been Gobbledox, Perks Pillars. Stalagmite heights.
It's still a good metal.
Huge. That's pretty random. I'll put that on UEGA. I don't need to look for the cock and ball, Dave, because you just keep finding them. Gilligan, what unusual critters have you come across while exploring?
Oh, really? What do you got? You got rats, you got cockroaches, you got eels. Those are the three main ones, yeah.
Well, we saw in Eternity water dragon. There's a big one. Yeah. Have you ever been on an explore that made you think, "Fuck this, I quit"?
There've been some where, like, it's been pretty fucking exhausting. I think Odyssey is pretty fucking exhausting, but I never sort of really gave up. What happened was I slowed down a lot sometimes.
Yeah. But you haven't wanted to quit?
I haven't wanted to quit, that's right.
Yet. Do you have a tip for someone new to urban exploration?
I suppose alternate your walking on either side of the drain and just be relaxed and take it all in.
Do you tell family and non-exploring friends about your hobby?
Yeah, I do. My physio was telling me, you know, mate, you need to do urbex with decent shoes with decent grips. So, so I've had professional advice.
Like what I've got on at the moment, the thongs.
Yeah.
Hey, Green, is that the same dude from Brisbane, or is this the same type of painting? There was all those mushroom paintings in Brisbane Drain. Have you had any near misses either with injuries or authorities?
Yeah, I was actually able to sort of say in Cave Clan Bingo that I've been injured. So we were scrambling through a drain, I think around Alexandria somewhere. And the sad thing is this was a very tight drain. It actually had these metal bands. And the metal bands had these like bolts at the top, and it actually had these like quite sharp surfaces. Like it was starting to get wet, and we, you know, the Cave Clan Expo leader said, "Look, shit, it's time to get out of here." And so I was sort of, you know, like you are in a drain, you try to stop your feet from getting wet, your back from getting wet, your head from getting wet, and you try to clamber through. And I actually slipped and I sliced open my skull there. But I was actually sensible enough to think, look, there was other guy with mobility issues, and I was actually taking interest to make sure that everyone got out of the drain. And then when we got to the surface, I touched my skull, and there was like, it was wet, and then I pulled my finger away and I figured out this is blood. Okay. And then I said to people, guys, I think I need to get to the hospital. So yeah, that was one thing that, and I can only say, look, drains, you know, they're not too dangerous most of the time, but some of these things with these bloody metal straps and the sharp surfaces, by golly, I mean, that was a close call. I guess it could have been a lot worse.
And you survived?
Yeah, I did, that's right.
Tell us something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
Well, I broadcast on community radio. I'm into bush dancing and electronic music. Maybe the last electronic music isn't too much of a surprise, but yeah, the other two maybe.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we finish up?
No, well, just go in drains and enjoy yourselves, that's all. You know? Enjoy the experience.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Y. It was good speaking with you.
No worries, Duggo.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Yeah, cheers.